Hello and welcome to this tutorial on ECigIntelligence's new nicotine tracker. Like its counterpart, the flavor tracker, the nicotine tracker is a product that we've had for quite a while at ECigIntelligence ever since Q1 2020, but recently we've made some changes to the dashboard in order to enhance user experience, to include cross-country comparisons, and also to provide some new metrics and insights. The tracker covers 7 countries: Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States, and the data collection for this tracker started in Q1 of 2018, with the exception of Canada, for which it started in Q1 of 2019. The data is collected and the tracker is updated on a quarterly basis. The tracker contains 4 main tabs which users can navigate through by simply clicking on the button representing each tab. The Overview tab contains a general comparison of some of the most important metrics. Product Type Comparison compares the different consumables that the tracker covers, which are disposables, e-liquids, and pre-filled pods. The Nicotine Types and Product Formats tab looks at the differences between the different nicotine types that the tracker covers, and also between the different bottle formats in TPD markets. And lastly, the New Products tab looks at differences between new products in a given country. So after explaining briefly what each tab contains, let's take a deeper dive into the first tab, which is the Overview tab. The first chart shows the average nicotine strength over time of each one of the countries that the tracker covers. Users are able to select the country by simply clicking on the Select the Country option. For instance, if we want to view Russia, we can click on Russia. If there's a country we don't want to view, we can simply deselect it. And in this way, we can look at the differences between countries. Users are also able to filter by product type, which are disposables, e-liquids, and pre-filled pods. Users can also filter by brand, by whether they want to see new products that just entered the market or existing products that were already in the market. And lastly, they can also filter by nicotine type, which are free-base nicotine, hybrid tobacco, nicotine salts, and synthetic nicotine. Furthermore, there's also valuable information to be obtained. By hovering over the tooltip, we can see the change from the previous quarter and the change from the previous year, as well as the sample size and the exact value for the selected country and quarter. The second chart in this tab looks at nicotine strength categories. In this case, users must select the country using the drop-down menu on the top left, and the other filters are exactly the same as the previous chart, and we can see the differences amongst the nicotine strength categories in the selected country. In this chart, if we want to do a cross-country comparison, we can simply hover over the chart for a given category in a given quarter and look at the differences for that category in that quarter. For instance, if we wanted to see the differences in products of 20 mg per ml in Q4 2021, we can simply hover over this point in the chart and see the country differences. Lastly, the final chart looks at the total number of products with an exact nicotine strength. In this case, we must select not only the country, but also the quarter that we want to view. For instance, if we want to select the United States, we click on the United States. And if we want to view Q1 23, we can simply select this quarter. And we can see the total number of products containing each different nicotine strength. In this case, again, if we want to do a cross-country comparison for a given nicotine strength, and also if we want to see how that nicotine strength has evolved over time in the selected country, we can simply hover over the chart. For instance, let's hover over zero nicotine, and we can see the evolution in the total number of products with 0 milligrams per ml at the time in the US, as well as a country comparison in Q1 2023. Let's now have a look at the second tab in the tracker, which is the product type comparison tab. So in this case, we can compare, as mentioned previously, the different product types that the tracker covers. So for instance, currently we're seeing in France the differences in the average nicotine strength for each one of these three product categories. We can change the country using the select the country drop-down menu. And once again, to see country differences, we simply hover over a point in the chart, which allows us to see the differences in average nicotine strength for that product type in the selected quarter. Once again, the second chart showcases differences between nicotine strength categories. So here, once again, we select the country and we also select a nicotine strength category. For instance, let's select 20 milligrams per ml. And here we can see that in terms of percentage, which is currently selected, disposables have quite a high number of products with 20 milligrams per ml. If we hover over, for example, this point in the chart, we can see the differences between disposables in Canada and in other countries in terms of the percentage of products with this nicotine strength. But if we want to see the total number of products instead of the percentage of products, we can simply click on this drop-down menu to see the total number of products with this nicotine strength. Again, the third chart shows the exact nicotine strength of each product category. So here we select the quarter, select the country, and we can see the total number of products carrying each exact nicotine strength. Let's now have a look at the third tab, the nicotine types and product formats tab. The first chart compares the differences between nicotine types in a selected country. Users can once again select a country and look at the differences between nicotine types, again to view the differences between a country for a specific nicotine type in a given quarter. We can simply hover over a point in the chart and see the country differences. The second chart compares the different e-liquid bottle formats in TPD countries, so in France, Italy, Germany, and the United Kingdom. Once again, we can simply select the country and look at the different bottle formats in that country. Lastly, let's have a look at the New Products tab. The first chart in the New Products tab compares nicotine strength categories amongst all the new products in a selected country. So we can see the differences amongst these nicotine strength categories amongst the total number of new products in a selected country over time. Again, we compare countries by hovering over a point in the chart and seeing the country differences. Lastly, the final chart compares different brands in a selected quarter in terms of the nicotine strength categories they belong to, and only for the new products that they've put out in this quarter. So for instance, if we want to do France, we can select on France. And if we want to select Q2 23, we choose this period. And we can see the nicotine strength categories of the new product that each brand has put out. If we want to see the changes in the nicotine categories of the new product that each brand has put out over time, we simply have to hover over again a point in the chart, and we can see the changes in the new products this brand has put out over time. So this particular brand, Remo, has only put out new products in 2 quarters covered by the trackers. But if we look at other brands such as Leo, which is a bigger brand, we can see that it has put out new products in every quarter that the tracker covers.